Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News, broadcasting to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, Israel welcomes Washington's demands of Hamas to renounce violence and commit to peaceful negotiations, a demand the Islamist Palestinian group vehemently rejects, stressing it has no intention of recognizing the State of Israel. A mortar explodes on the Israeli side of the Syrian Golan Heights, prompting an Israeli retaliation against the Syrian military outpost. President Vladimir Putin declared that he had grounds to believe that Moscow, along with Damascus, would soon defeat the terrorists that have plagued the war-torn country of Syria. US President Donald Trump's special envoy to the Middle East, Jason Greenblatt, stressed in a statement in which he emphasized Washington's position, saying, if Hamas wants to play a role in any Palestinian government, it must renounce violence and commit to peaceful negotiations with Israel. Greenblatt stressed that all parties agree that it is essential that the Palestinian Authority be able to assume full, genuine, and unhindered civil and security responsibilities in Gaza and work together to improve the humanitarian situation for Palestinians living there. The American envoy underlined that Hamas must meet the international demands to recognize Israel and accept previous agreements with it, so that the Islamist group would become a legitimate partner for negotiations, while pointing to the fact that Hamas has always refused similar demands in the past. Responding to Greenblatt's statement, Hamas official Bassem Naim accused the US of interfering in the matter. Naim declared that the Palestinian people have the right to choose their own government according to their supreme strategic interests. Naim further accused the American envoy of contradicting previous statements which support the Palestinian reconciliation efforts, saying the American position came as a result of immense pressure by the extreme right-wing Netanyahu government and is in line with the Netanyahu statement from earlier this week, which declared that Israel will not negotiate with a Palestinian government that Hamas is part of, an internationally recognized terror group that openly calls for Israel's destruction. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu warmly welcomed the statement by Jason Greenblatt, stressing that while Israel is truly keen on achieving true peace, it cannot negotiate with a Palestinian government that allows a terror group to infiltrate its ranks.
אני מבקש בראשית דבריי לברך על הודעת הממשל האמריקני בוושינגטון. אני שמח שג'ייסון גרינבלט, שליחו של הנשיא טראמפ, הבהיר באופן ברור שהחמאס חייב להתפרק מדשקו, להכיר בישראל ולקיים החלטות בינלאומיות קודמות. כן, הם הבהירו שכל ממשלה פלסטינית צריכה להיות מחויבת לעקרונות הללו. אנחנו רוצים בשלום. אנחנו רוצים בשלום אמיתי. ודווקא משום כך, לא ננהל משא ומתן עם ארגון טרור בתחפושת מדינית.
Meanwhile, in the Gaza Strip, Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar declared that his organization's disarmament was off the table and that it has no intention of recognizing the State of Israel. Sinwar said in an address to Hamas supporters in the Palestinian enclave that Muhammad Def, the commander of the Izzadin al-Qassam brigades, informed him several days ago that Hamas's military wing has recovered its strength, and if Israel thought of carrying out any foolish act against the Palestinians, they would break its army as it was never broken before. He further asserted that if the Fatah movement of President Mahmoud Abbas would use the weapons of the Palestinian resistance in the negotiations as a threat to Israel, it will greatly advance the Palestinian cause. Now to Israel's northern border, where a mortar exploded on the Israeli side of the Golan Heights security fence, in what defense officials told TV7 was errant fire from ongoing battles raging between the Syrian military and rebel forces. No injuries or damage were reported as the mortar exploded in an open area. In response to the mortar fire, the IDF launched an attack on a Syrian military outpost on the outskirts of the border city of Quneitra. Reports indicated extensive damage to the post, yet no casualties were mentioned. The IDF spokesperson's unit released a statement following the Israeli attack saying, "The IDF will not tolerate any attempt to undermine the sovereignty of the State of Israel and the security of its citizens." The statement added that the IDF views the Syrian regime as responsible to what is happening on the ground. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, in a ceremony marking 50 years of settlements in the Jordan Valley, commented on the incident, declaring that if Israel is attacked, it will immediately retaliate, as the Jewish state will not accept trickles of rocket fire towards its territory.
אנחנו רואים קצת צפונה מכאן מה קורה כשהם מתמקמים או מנסים להתמקם מעבר לגבולנו. יש לנו מדיניות ברורה. מי שמנסה לפגוע בנו, אנחנו נפגע בו. אנחנו לא מקבלים זליגות. ואם פוגעים בנו, אנחנו מחזירים אש, וזה לא לוקח הרבה זמן.
Meanwhile, in Washington, U.S. Secretary of Defense James Mattis welcomed his Israeli counterpart Avigdor Lieberman for a work visit several hours after the top Israeli defense official held a meeting at the White House with National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster. During Lieberman's meeting with Mattis, the Israeli defense official declared that any attack on Israel's security would be met with a decisive response and recommended to Israel's enemies not to test Jerusalem's patience and red lines. Lieberman further underscored during the meeting that Israel would not allow Iran or its proxies to establish a base along the border with Syria in the Golan Heights, and will do whatever is necessary to thwart these dangerous attempts. Now to the Russian resort city of Sochi, where President Vladimir Putin declared that he had grounds to believe that Moscow, along with Damascus, would soon defeat terrorists that have plagued the war-torn country of Syria. That said, President Putin emphasized that it was too early to celebrate victory because terrorist organizations have deep roots.
Есть все основания полагать, скажу так осторожно, что террористов мы там в ближайшее время добьем. Но это не повод для того, чтобы радоваться и сказать, что с этим покончено. Потому что, во-первых, терроризм как явление, оно имеет глубокие корни.
The Russian president further stressed that the great mistrust between the Syrian government and the opposition has hampered efforts to bring about a political solution to the 6.5-year conflict. Nevertheless, Putin stressed that efforts to convene a Congress of the Syrian peoples could establish a foundation to move forward.
Вот есть идея создавать Конгресс народов Сирии, с тем, чтобы в нем приняли участие все этнические, религиозные группы, и правительство, и оппозиция. Если это удастся сделать, тоже при поддержке и стран-гарантов, и даже внерегиональных крупных держав, и Саудовской Аравии, и Соединенных Штатов, и Египта того же, значит, это было бы еще следующим, дополнительным, но очень важным шагом уже к политическому регулированию, а затем к разработке, может быть, новой конституции. Но об этом пока рано говорить.
President Putin also took the opportunity to declare the de-escalation zones, which Moscow implemented in Syria together with Iran and Turkey, have already started to bear fruit as it creates a safe environment that provides a foundation for a political discourse. Thank you for joining us. You can also watch us at TV7israelnews.com or TV7.fi. For any updates from Israel and its region, visit our Facebook page at TV7 Israel News. For any comments, please send your emails to israelnews@tv7.fi. Keep praying for the peace of Israel and the peace of Jerusalem. I'm Yair Pinto. Have a good evening. Shabbat Shalom. And we will see you again on Monday at the same time.
In order to donate to TV7 Israel News, please follow these simple steps. First, press the Donate logo, located at the bottom left side of TV7 Israel News Facebook page, or on the Donate tab at the head of the page. Then insert the amount you'd like to donate, and fill in your credit card information. Just like this. And press Review Donation and continue. After reviewing your donation details, please press Donate to finalize your donation. That's it! Your donation is now complete, and an email with your donation details has been sent to your email address. You can also print your donation receipt by pressing the link here. Thank you for supporting TV7 Israel News.